Okay, let's see if this is actually going to work. Oh, hey now. We actually got it to work. All right, so I'm just testing things out. Welcome to Poppy's workshop, and this is kind of wild. It's been about a year since I've done a live broadcast, and this has actually been kind of a pain in the neck this morning trying to get things to work. Yeah, so there's really not a whole lot to see right now. Okay, that seems to be working. I'm trying to look at drop frames and everything like that. Anyway, this is going to be a short broadcast as I'm just testing things out, deciding if I'm going to do live broadcast or not. One of the things that really got to me when I was doing this a year ago is the freeze-ups of the stream with the software and everything like that, and it got really frustrating, to be honest. So needless to say, I just got, whoops, let me get this in place here. I'm not going to turn my, let me see, make sure you can see what I'm doing. There we go. So it got really frustrating for me, and I had decided to stop doing streaming because I would switch between cameras to my workbench and, you know, try and do fancy things, and it just irritated me. So I got the urge again to broadcast. Let's see, let me go down there and try it, but let's see, what time is it right now? 6:40. So I've been at this for 40 minutes trying to reconnect my stream and everything to my account. Apparently, after sitting for a year, the key that I used to have is no longer effective or active, so it's trying to teach myself again how to do things. I also noticed that the freeze-ups still happen, but if I switch to a blank screen, or I should say my cover screen, I can keep the freeze-ups from happening. So I did a recording yesterday, and I've got the recording down, so I may do maybe one a month or something like that. Let's see, I'm just going to nibble that a little bit. So here it is, early Christmas morning, and I'm in the workshop just slowly getting this piece done. This is a door topper. I guess you can call it, oh, let me just cut that piece out. I guess you can call it an Easter piece. This is one of two pieces that I'm going to be doing by Sume at scrollsawartist.com. She's one of my favorite designers. Her work, or I should say her designs, are very technical, as you can see here. And in my video yesterday, I discussed using the #1 Flying Dutchman blade versus using a, let's see, I'm going to revisit that, get it more accurate, rather than using a spiral blade. The long short of it is, I don't like spiral blades. They chew up the wood, and they don't give a very smooth cut inside. So that probably turns off a lot of people. And I'm going to revisit and nibble. And there are some people who can really do good work with a spiral blade. I'm not one of them. I prefer to get very accurate lines, stay true to the designer's original intent, and just kind of go from there. So, as a reminder, this is a 30-inch Pegasus, and I was lamenting it's a little bit too big of a saw for the type of work that I do. I mean, it's a great saw, don't get me wrong. I could have done with just the 21-inch, but that's okay. I mean, I've had it for almost 2 years now. I've lost track of time. I have an Excalibur 21-inch that's up on the shelf. Yeah, doing these live from the workshop, I'm trying to figure out whether I'm actually going to do more, whether I'm not. The issue is, and this was one of the other issues that I stopped, among all the other issues that I had trying to get decent images, video I should say, and get decent audio, of course, because I'm using old equipment. This particular, get my finger there, this particular Canon is an old Canon handheld video camera. I forgot how many years old it is now, but the actual quality of it is really good. Yeah, this is one that I'm going to revisit when I go back. And then I have a wireless mic hooked into it that's on my lapel or my shirt. I do have some higher quality webcams. I'm using one that I usually have on the workbench that I can switch between. But again, that caused certain issues. So I'm not going to do anything fancy. Anyway, one of the things that got me is how few people actually logged in on my my live broadcast. Now, a number would come back. Oh, I'm trying to look at where I want to revisit. A number of people would watch those streams after the fact because I think at the time I was doing it at 9 or 10 o'clock on a Sunday morning, East Coast time. So that limited my audience. I didn't want to do anything later. So it was kind of a, a tough decision as to how I actually wanted to do the streams, when I wanted to do the streams, getting the streams to work. Whereas if I just do a set video recording, I don't know. These are the thoughts that go through my mind. Oops, did I? Yeah, I did. Okay. These are the thoughts that were going through my mind a year ago. As I was doing this, I have a lot to share. Everything I do is unscripted. I mean, other than for what I have on the workbench, what I've planned to do, I've got a lot of plans for 2026, that's for sure. All right, I'm going to go down the opposite side here and then make it thicker. I do have plans for a toy run, but the issue that I'm having right now is trying to get my yearly registration for CPCS or I forgot what it is. It's the I forgot, Consumer Protection Agency, as a small batch manufacturer, so that I can actually self-test and certify the toys that I do. I'm going to go backwards here. But for some reason, even though I got the email, I get to the site, it's not letting me, it's not giving me a way to actually ask for my new registration. I have the 3 check boxes that are already filled out that I qualify, and there's no way to submit it. And it's like 2 weeks ago I put in a help request, and I've got no answer from them. Typical government stuff. So that kind of changes my mindset as to the toys that I'm doing. I don't want to get in trouble with the CPCS, even though I'm giving toys away for free. So I've got to figure out what I am actually going to do. So I think I've mentioned I'm using a number 1. Oh, I'm off a little bit. But I'm in the scrap area, which is good. Let me pay attention to this. Here we go. So I'm using a number 1 blade. I'm cutting walnut. All right, scooch out there. And let me revisit. Yeah, I got a few places I can get it really true to the line. I mean, I'm within half a point of the line. I'm gonna add a little bit of my own flair there. I think that's the tier. I'm not sure. There we go. Yeah, there's just a little piece here. You know, do I have to do this? No. I'm just being a little bit anal here. Let me switch screens here. Did my stream go away? Where am I? Okay, all right. That's excellent. That's a good thing, because one of the issues that I had before is I would be dropping frames like crazy. So that was the other frustration I had a year ago. Trying to do a stream and it would just stutter. Okay. There we go. I'm bending up the blade. My hands aren't what they used to be. Get that back so you can see. Let me go back to OBS. I've got my computer to the left of me. I'm afraid to actually zoom in right now. Fear of locking up the video camera. So I'll get my settings and my zooms the way that I want them. That's why I'm just kind of doing the test stream. And you know, if you leave comments as to what type of videos you would like me to do, particular techniques, how I do things, you know, whatever, and I can do that. Let's see. It's a nice straight line. So you'll see I go super slow because I value accuracy. There we go. I'm going to nibble that turn. I like not having the vacuum on in terms of noise. You know, usually I do have my noise canceling headphones on. Trying to get a little flare in there. There we go. I'm on a rolling stool and it doesn't want to. I don't know if I wore some grooves and it keeps sliding back underneath me. I forgot to turn my Christmas lights on again. Darn it. I mean, I leave them on you can see them here. I have some Christmas lights along the tube and part of the arm. Leave those on year round and turn them on when I'm in the mood. I guess you really can't call them Christmas lights. Tough to say. I mean, they are Christmas lights, but I turn them on anytime the mood strikes me, just because I like the colors. There we go. Probably should have started in a different place. I try to be strategic about where I start my cuts. It gives me seamless, I'm deciding if I'm gonna nibble. I think I'm gonna nibble. Nah, I'm gonna just do a tight turn. This is the one thing I like about number ones. You can do some pretty tight turns. And in actuality, I probably should have gone to a finer blade, maybe? I don't know. This blade's cutting very well. I've turned the speed down a little bit. I don't know if the board is going on my saw already or there's dust underneath it. I mean, I keep my saw pretty clean. So hopefully, and I don't use the switch. The switch always stays where it is because I use a foot switch. But I noticed that I have some, I don't know if I call it dead spots, is I'll turn the speed knob and it will slow way down randomly. So I'm thinking there's something wrong in there. But I'm gonna push this to the limit because I'm already out of warranty, so. But I basically have two speeds that I tend to settle on. This is a little bit more than halfway, and then I'll go to about 3/4. And I find those are the best speeds for me in terms of the blade. Now I'm going to revisit that. Little nibble and turn. My hands are actually really cold. It's, I'm in Virginia Beach, and for us, in wintertime, it's like 39 degrees outside. So I'm in an unheated workshop in my garage. I do have a small heater at my feet right now, a little space heater, but my hands are cold. I was just writing a friend, she's up in New Hampshire with the snow that they're getting. I hate snow. Basically, just pay attention here. I hate the snow and the cold. So with it being 40 degrees, now that I've been here, how many years? I've been here since 2009. So 16 years I've completed. I think that's the math. All right, this is a straight line. Got a little bit of gunge blocking my view. There we go. Just smooth that out, get you out. Come on, pop out. There we go. And there's a couple places I might want to revisit just to, again, stay true to the designer. But again, being that each of these are fairly abstract, it doesn't matter. Yeah. I just want to get a little bit more detail in there. Just because. Here we go. Let's see how this is shaping up. I think you can see it now. You can see his face coming through, the crown of thorns. So this year, my plans are to do a short run of toys. I was thinking maybe only 4 or 5 particular styles. All right, I can't see underneath. Come on, there we go. I think that's a hole. Maybe not. Yep, it is. Maybe only 4 or 5 styles, fairly easy ones that I can just give away. I'm still trying to recover. It was not last summer. It was the summer before, 2024. I did, what was it, almost 200 toys for an organization. And I didn't get any thank you from them other than when they picked it up. So there was no follow-up. So that kind of was like, I don't know. And I did a major variety of toys, ranging from infant to teenager, board games and stuff like that, to, you know, pub games, to rolling cars, rattles, gosh, so many different ones. But doing that many by a deadline kind of took the spirit out of me. I like doing short runs of stuff, and that just kind of whipped me. So my goal, I'm thinking, you know, I'm going to only do 4 simple designs this year. Do a short run. Don't know how many, and again, that's all dependent upon me getting my CPCS or CPSC. Consumer Protection something. It all depends on that. And we'll see how that pans out. The other thing that I'm doing is usually I do art pieces like I'm doing right now. So I plan on doing this art piece and one other one of a church as door toppers for basically Easter. You know, I'd probably wind up giving them away as a gift eventually. And then the other thing that I was thinking of is I did a small run of Christmas ornaments for 2025. Not that many like I've done in the past. But I was thinking, as I was doing it, is doing a series of ornaments that are not necessarily Christmas, but biblical stories. And coming up with a series or multiple series and using those as fundraisers for Poppy's workshop. So we'll see. Anyway, I think I'm going to end this stream and see how the results are. Make decisions as to adjusting settings and all that great stuff. And that's my last cut for this one. And there we go. I think that's going to end this particular video. And for those of you who have seen it, may the Lord richly bless you. Make it a great day right here at Poppy's Workshop.